Hi, I'm Dr. Joe Nemeth. I'm a periodontist in Southfield, Michigan, and we have something called the Richter Bad Breath Center where we just treat bad breath problems. And Beth is really kind of the head of that department. She gets all of the people who call in, all of your incoming calls will go to Beth, and she will tell you all about the treatment and what's involved. But more importantly, she was telling us today about some of the patients who've gone through treatment and some of the really interesting, great stories. Tell us a little bit about what some of these people have said.
Okay. Well, obviously, anyone who has dealt with bad breath understands that it's very isolating and it really is a big ding to your self-confidence. People start to hide away at home. They don't want to go out and socialize. They just stay away from people because they're so worried about this affliction that they have. So I do hear from a lot of patients who have said that by having this treatment, it has opened up their lives again. I know one woman in particular I remember was so gratified when she was finished with the treatment. I had checked in with her a week or two later to see how she was doing and how everything was going. She was from New York and she flew in. And so I checked in with her and she said, "I cannot believe how much more self-confidence I have." She said, "I used to be at home. I never socialized. I never went anyplace. And now I am out. I'm going out with friends. I'm going out socializing. I'm going out to eat." And she said, "It has completely changed my life and my outlook on life." And she just can't get over it. And I am so happy for these people because they have, been dealing with this for a long time and they don't know what to do. And it's like opening up a whole new world to them after they're treated.
Didn't you tell me that one patient actually cried?
Yes.
She was so thrilled how it changed her life.
That happens a lot.
She cried from joy.
Yes. The thing is that people cry a lot when I initially speak with them because they're so upset and they're just distraught over what to do. And then they've come in and they've had the treatment and then it's happy tears because they're so excited, they're so relieved and so happy that they just can't, they can't stop crying from that. And that is what I find so gratifying too, is these people really
and I think
changed.
You were telling me that we get patients calling from all over the world, India, Australia, of course, all over the United States. So people are just looking for a solution. I think you also said that a number of them have been to clinics or whatever that were significantly more expensive.
Yes.
And still not satisfied.
Yes.
And they ended up with us.
Yes, there's quite a few of them. There are a couple of other clinics around the country that say that they do the same thing that we do, and they are significantly more money, like 2, 3, 4 times what our treatment would cost. And they have gone there to those other places and not gotten any help. And so they then end up coming to see us, and they're just thrilled.
Just because they spend more money doesn't mean they get
Exactly.
treatment that's effective. Really, what we do is, bad breath is primarily caused by certain bacteria that are in certain parts of the oral cavity.
Right.
And we do testing to determine the degree of bad breath, which bacteria are causing it, where these bacteria are, and we make sure and do whatever has to be done to eliminate these bacteria that are causing the bad breath. And
Yes.
I don't think we've had a true any patient that has actually failed as far as being cured.
Right. If we determine that you do have the bad breath and that we believe that our treatment will help you, and if they go through with that, we have not had any failures.
Now, some patients, of course, come in and they're sure they have bad breath, but we don't actually detect it. They believe they have bad breath because of the way people behave around them, or they can just tell because they have a funny taste in their mouth. But as I've said before, that is not a good guideline in determining whether you have bad breath or not. The only way to really know if you have bad breath is to get tested, or if someone tells you you have bad breath. That's usually a pretty good indicator.
Yes.
And everyone who has truly had bad breath has been treated, and that bad breath has been eliminated in every case that I can recall.
Yes, me too. Me too. And we do 3 different tests to determine whether they have it or not. 2 of them we use equipment that measures that sulfurous odor that you mentioned earlier. And one of them is that we actually will take a piece of gauze and rub it on the back of your tongue. And then we have somebody that smells it, the assistant here, and then we ask the patient to do that as well. So they know what we're smelling and we know what they're smelling, and determine if there's something going on or not.
See, the problem is if one has bad breath, you can't really tell, because something happens in most cases called adaptation, where you're so used to your own bad breath that you can't really tell whether you have it or not, because you're habituated to it, you're adapted to it. It's like you go into a room and you smell, let's say, onions very strongly, but after you've been in the room for 5 or 10 minutes, you don't notice it anymore because you simply adapt to it. And the same thing happens if you have bad breath. When you call, well, Beth?
Yeah, most likely you'll be talking to me when you call. I can answer any questions that you have. I can explain exactly how the process works if you have any other questions. And I'm the one that will get you scheduled and set up to come in. If you're traveling to see us, which many, many people do, I can give you information on the best way to get here, the airport to come into, places to stay. So we try and make it as easy and stress-free for you as we can, because we already know that you're under a lot of stress and feeling a lot of anxiety about the problem that you think you have or that you have. So we just try to make it as easy on you as we can.
You will love talking to Beth. Really, I love talking to Beth. She will explain everything very thoroughly, make you very comfortable, and then if there's a problem, we will eliminate it. So
That's right.
Beth and I want to say I'm glad you were able to watch this. We'd love to hear from you. If you have questions, comments, anything, let us know. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And remember, have a healthy mouth, because if it's not healthy, you're not healthy. Let's
Have
wave
a great
goodbye.
day.
Take
Bye.
care.
Restore your smile and your health. Visit drnemeth.com to schedule your appointment today.